float, or characters. Derived and user-defined data types will be discussed later on. Every data type takes a set of memory locations starting from
Good
1 by
afternoon,
2.
sir.
Uh, don't tell good afternoon once I started the class, okay?
Sorry, sir.
May take 1 by 2 byte or 4 bytes. In some system also, some data types takes 8 bytes. Depending upon that, a particular range of data can be stored. If 1 byte holds a range of data, 2 byte will certainly hold a larger range of data. Need not remember the range right now when it is 1 by 2 byte or 4 bytes. And we all know that during execution of a program, both instructions and data are available in the main memory. Instructions are basically addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Data are basically A, B, C, D, or could be a constant like 5, 6, 7, 8 like this. We must declare a variable to hold a data before we use the variables. And we must also assign a value to a variables before I refer it in an expressions. That we'll discuss in today's when we discuss few programs. Then we discussed one type of statements, that is the assignment statements. Every assignment statement starts with a variable followed by an assignment operator, then an arithmetic expression, the way we write in English, comprises of all types of operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Here we'll also discuss few more operators in our expressions. But do remember, when we carry out addition or multiplication, the operation can be a integer operation or floating point operation, which I told in the last class. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Now, in this case, just hold on for 1 minute. Now, if I go for a integer division, if I go for an integer division, 5 by 2 is equal to 2. In case of floating point division, 5 by 2 is 2.5. How do I know the operation division? Sir, this server को पिला पार्टी करी बेनी. तो कोई दिन पिला पार्टी करी बेनी ना बिदा कर देंगे. And depending upon the operand, it is decided either to have a integer division or integer multiplication or integer addition or floating point division addition like this. That we discussed in the last class. Then I told one important thing in case of an assignment expression or statement. The whole statement normally returns a value being returned by the right hand side expressions. That happens in C programming language. Do remember, it may not happen in many other programming languages. C programming language normally returns a value for every assignment statement. If someone is there, the value will be caught, otherwise the value will fall there. Then we discussed few examples with respect to this. Brainstorming exercise also we did, and we found whether the value 1.0 will be displayed or 1 will be displayed like this. Then one more thing today I'll discuss regarding plus plus and minus minus. Open your copy so that you will be able to write down this. In case of plus plus and minus minus, it's a unary operators, and this operator is applicable to integer variable and address variable. Address variable I'll tell later on. Plus plus operator is applicable to integer variable and address variable. Address variable or pointer variable, I'll tell it later on. For today, it is applied to an integer variable, not to an integer constant, not to a floating point constant, not to a floating point variables. Suppose a is an integer variable. I can write down a equal to a plus 1 in an expression. If value of a is 5, after evaluation, value of a will become 6. All will agree to me. The same expression, rather than typing a 2 times, searching for assignment, searching for 1, I could represent the same expression by writing a plus plus or plus plus a. Anything I can write down. So writing a assigns to a plus 1 will definitely take more time than writing a plus plus. It has other significance if I discuss the architecture, which I am not telling right now. A equal to a plus 1 statement can be replaced by plus plus a or a plus plus. Right now there is no difference, but this postfix and prefix will have a difference if it appears in a big expression. Like if I write down a statement like this, if I write a statement like this, b assigns to plus plus a or b assigns to a plus plus, if I write down this, then there is a difference between this prefix plus plus and postfix plus plus. I will discuss for, let me say, prefix and postfix for plus plus, and you will map it to for minus minus. Only difference is that plus will increase and minus will decrease. Okay. Now let me tell the difference. But if it only appears in an expression where no other variable is there, only a plus plus or plus plus a, there is no difference. Understood it? With this understanding, let me tell many things over here. Whenever we have a prefix operator, as I told, a plus plus is nothing but a equal to a plus 1. But if it appears in a bigger expression, then how it would be evaluated? Any bigger expressions we have, how it will be evaluated? To start with a simple one, let me write down b equal to a plus plus. Let me write down this. Okay, and assuming value of a is equal to 5, which is the integer variables. In this case, the postfix operator will be evaluated after evaluation of the statements. Let me repeat the statement. The postfix operator will be evaluated after evaluation of the statements. Understood it or not? And when I evaluate the statement, I will discard these plus plus operators. When I evaluate the statement, I will consider this as b assigns to a. Understood it or not? With this assumption, this can be converted to two equivalent statements, where my first statement is b assigns to a, and the next statement is a assigns to a plus 1. Let me explain it again. If postfix operators are there, their evaluation will not occur when I evaluate the expressions. So first, let me evaluate the expression by discarding, by omitting all postfix notations. If I omit it, it will come out to be b assigns to a. Is it understood by everyone? Yes or no? Suryang understood? Tanya Jain understood?
Yes, sir.
Don't search here. Somebody.
Sir, can you repeat once? Sir, I
Again,
wasn't able to understand. Can you please repeat?
listen carefully, you'll understand. When I evaluate the expression, all postfix operator will be discarded. Understood it? Manik?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes. After evaluating the expression, I will evaluate all postfix operators. Understood it?
Yes,
यही
sir.
तो मुश्किल है जब पूछ रहे हैं, जब 4 सेंटेंस का बात पूछेंगे तो बोलेंगे नहीं समझ में आया, 1 सेंटेंस के बाद पूछते हैं तो कुछ बोल नहीं रहे हो, कैसे आ गए हैं बढ़ेगा, ठीक है. Now look at this. So B assigned to A plus plus has been converted into how many equivalent statements? 2. First one is by discarding, B assigns to A. Second is A assigns to A plus 1. Now tell me, can you evaluate these two statements right now? Tell me yes or no. Sir, class 2 student can do this. You are asking us. Understand kar rahe? Nahi. I don't understand. I don't understand. Now, if I do this, can you tell what would be the value of B right now after execution of this? Understood,
5.
everyone?
5.
Shruti, yes, very good, Shruti Rekha, 5. And then what would be the value of A? Very good. Is it understood? Everyone tell me yes or no. Very
Yes,
nice.
sir.
Very nice. If you have understood this, let me discuss the same example with a little bit modification. A equal to 5 again, but I wrote B equal to plus plus A. Let me tell you. Let me. All prefix operator will be evaluated first. All prefix operator will be evaluated first. Then the expression will be evaluated. And when I evaluate the expression, I will discard all prefix and postfix operators. With this, if I convert it to its equivalent expression, all prefix are evaluated first, means A will be equal to A equal to very good. Then I'll evaluate my expression B equal to discard. Yes, very good, A. And if I do this, tell me A equal to A plus 1, value of A will become, oh nice, B assigns to A, B will become
6.
Is it understood or not?
6.
Yeah.
Very good. With this understanding, if I tell the statement may have multiple number of plus plus minus minus, here I have only shown multiple or only one.
Yes, sir.
I
Sir,
only
you have
discussed,
shown
yes,
as
Shruti
a
Rekha.
1.
One.
and 1.
But the statement could have multiple number of plus plus minus minus. Doesn't matter. All prefix will be evaluated. Very good. Then I will evaluate the expression, and during evaluation of the expression, I will not look at prefix or postfix. ऐसे नहीं कि एक आंख बंद करके देखेंगे, उसको discard करते हैं. Understood or not? And then I will evaluate all. Oh, very nice. With this understanding, let me write down few things over here. As I told, A plus 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 A is same as A equal to A plus 1, provided it nothing else is available in that expressions. Okay? And if plus plus and minus minus appears in a big expression, we will evaluate all prefix operators first. First line. Understood? अरे हाँ, वेरी गुड. तुम्हारा हाँ नाम डिपेंड करता है 250 बच्चे. मैं तो सुन नहीं पा रहा हूँ उन लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं, तो तुम्हारा इसलिए थोड़ा बोलना पड़ेगा आगे. Then we'll evaluate the expression. When I evaluate, I'll discard. Very good. And then I'll evaluate the postfix operators. And with this ideology, if I have a statement like this, all are integer variable. Let me write down a statement. P assigns to A plus 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 minus minus B plus C minus 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 plus plus D. Is it visible? Yes. Now let me write down its equivalent statement, which anyone can do. Let's write down first its equivalent statement. If I want to write down the equivalent statement, first I will concentrate on the expression of the prefix operators only. Tell me first what I'll repeat. How many prefix operators are there? The red colors are B and D. Yes or no? So I'll write down B equal to B minus 1. Suryan, Smriti Rekha, understood?
Yes, sir.
Copy में write down and copy. Parallel करो, verify करो, sir सही बोल रहे हैं गलत बोल रहे हैं. First I'll write down B assigns to B minus. Very good. B assigns to B minus 1. What would be my next statement? D assigns to very good.
D plus 1.
Very good. Very good, Manas. Manas, very good. D assigns to D plus 1. What would be my next statement? Kesav Jha, Ankit Mohanty, Rajiv. What would be my next statement? Next step will be P assigns to
is equal to A plus
dash
P
is equal to
N
A
plus
plus B plus C minus D. Yes or no? If you have understood this, first two you have written already. Is there any doubt? Very good. Next statement, any doubt? No, sir. Can you tell me what should I write on the next statement?
A equal to A plus 1.
Oh,
equal
very
to
good,
plus
very good,
one.
very good, Kumar.
C
Yes,
equal to
very
C
good.
minus 1.
Very good, Manas. Ah, ए सी थोड़ा उल्टा सीधा लिखने से भी चलता है. तुमने बोला a equal to a plus 1, then c equal to c minus 1, doesn't matter. Understood the equivalent statement or not?
Yes, sir.
So what I need to understand the right hand side, or how do I convert it? Which is important for me to understand? How to convert is the more important. Students देखते हैं सर वो ये 5 स्टेटमेंट सर कर देंगे,
Sir,
लेकिन वो yes.
sir, actually I have one doubt. Actually, A plus plus and plus plus A, what any difference between?
I don't. I listen my statements carefully. There is no difference as long as it appears one in a single statement. No other variable appears. I told you. Okay, Nirmal, understood?
Yes, sir.
Ah, very good. So ऐसा नहीं कि ये तो once I give the equivalent statement, then you are writing the answer. It's not a big job. You have understood. Understanding is required. How to convert an expression to its equivalent statements. Have you understood? Tell me yes or no. Yes, sir. Then if I give the value of A, B, C, D, can you find out the value of A, B, C, D after this evaluation and value of P or not? Yes, sir. Write down on a copy A, B, C, D equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 respectively, and you will do it after my class. Value of A, B, C, D are 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't do it right now. Don't do it right now. Okay? Then you will find out what would be the value of A, B, C, D after evaluation of these statements. Is it understood or not? So let me go for some brainstorming over here. जब brainstorming करते हैं थोड़ा बाल ऊपर उड़ जाता है. Come to this. Very simple. X equal to A plus plus. X equal to A plus plus. What is the value of A? Initially A. Initial value of A is 5. Can I write down X equal to A plus plus as two statement X equal to A equal to A plus 1? Can you tell me the value of A and X? Understood or not? Once you tell, I'll proceed, and once I proceed, I never backtrack. मैं कभी पीछे नहीं हटता हूं. Understood? आगे बढ़े? Very nice. Look at this. X equal to A minus 1. Sorry, वही example क्यों दे रहे हैं बार-बार? X equal to A assigns to A minus 1. Understood it? Very nice. Look at this. X equal to plus plus A, then it will be X equal to A or A equal to A plus 1 first. And then X will be A. Equivalent statements. Then next one. Yes, very good. Understood all these 4 or not? If you know the value of A and X, can you do this or not? आप लोग बोलेंगे सर आप तो वो छोटा छोटा एग्जाम्पल देके ऐसे निकल जाएंगे कि नहीं हम नहीं जाएंगे. आगे बढ़ते हैं. वैल्यू ऑफ ये थोड़ा कॉपी में लिखो थोड़ा. ठीक है. A equal to 5, B equal to 10, A equal to 5, B equal to 10.
13.
नहीं निर्मल इतना जल्दी नहीं माना. आगे क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछा. Now one question is X equal to A plus 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 minus minus B. One question is X equal to A plus 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 minus minus B. Other question is Y equal to plus plus A plus B minus minus. Let's compute the left hand side first, and then we'll go to the right hand side questions.
4.
मैं कौन क्वेश्चन solve करने जा रहा हूँ? Which question I'm going to solve?
11,
Understand?
14.
Yes or no?
Plus
Let's solve it.
9.
Let's solve it.
14.
नहीं ठीक है. खुद से करो. बोलो मत. दूसरे लोग आंसर सुन लेंगे तुम्हारा. है कि नहीं? आंसर बोलो मत. If you can do on your paper, I don't mind on that. To verify, let me tell the first one. Okay, now let's see. Did I write the equivalent statement correctly? Tell me. Only concentrate on the equivalent statement. Don't see the answer right now first. The left hand side, the equivalent statements are being written correctly. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. Very good, Mansi.
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good, Mansi. Correct. Nirmalya, okay or not?
Yes, sir.
Tell me the equivalent statements are correct or not? अरे घर में
The statements are correct, but the value of X is wrong.
I'm coming. Value is correct or not? I'm coming. Let's. Okay,
sir.
now correct. Okay. Now, what is the initial value of A is?
5.
Value of B is?
A is equal to 5.
10. With this, please help me in solving this.
B is
कभी-कभी मेरा
equal to
गलत हो
10.
जाता है. रुको. इतना जल्दी बोलो मत. कभी-कभी मेरा भी गलती हो जाता है. B equal to B minus 1. What would be the value of B right now after 10? It will become
9.
Nine.
Everyone tell me yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Proceed करेंगे. X equal to A plus B. What is the value of X right now?
14.
14.
Very good. Very good. आया समझ में?
हाँ,
हाँ,
sir.
ये तो क्लास 2 वाले बोल देंगे. आ जाओ. A equal A plus 1. What is the value of A? Oh, very
Six.
nice.
Six.
Very
Good,
nice.
sir.
Understood it? Yes or no?
Yes,
Hmm.
sir.
आसान है. अभी कुछ लोग बोलते नहीं आंसर गलत है. भाई करके देखो.
नहीं सर, वो सही था.
हाँ, very good. मानसी अंडरस्टूड?
सर एक और बार समझा दो
Yes,
मुझे.
sir.
नहीं भाई ऐसा नहीं, ऐसा भाई सुनो ठीक से, तो सुन नहीं रहो बार बार. तो वही सब लोग बोलेंगे और एक बार समझाओ, और एक बार समझाओ. 200 बच्चे हैं तो कभी आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा. सुनो, इफ यू हैव नॉट अंडरस्टूड, ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल. इफ यू हैव नॉट अंडरस्टूड दिस, ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल. इसमें थोड़ा केयर लो. नाउ टेल मी वेदर इक्विवेलेंट स्टेटमेंट्स आर करेक्ट और नॉट. फर्स्ट, my
Yes, sir.
first question is,
Equivalent statement is correct.
equivalent
Yes,
statements are
sir.
correct or not? First.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, with your S, let me proceed. Let me proceed right now. तो आगे बढ़ते हैं. अच्छा बोलो. A equal to A plus 1. What would be the value of A? Okay.
Equal to 5.
कंप्यूटर जैसे बोलता हूँ.
6, sir.
कंप्यूटर भी उतना कम टाइम में बोल नहीं पाएगा. वेरी गुड. Y equal to A plus B.
16.
16, sir.
16.
16, sir.
आगे से करके रखे सर. 16. अंडरस्टूड?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
तो
sir.
कितना धीरे धीरे जा रहे हैं. लोग आखिरी में बोल देंगे सर और एक बार. कैसा होगा? B equal to B minus 1. B will become
9.
understood it or not.
Yes, sir. Got it.
See the pace in which I am moving, so no one should have any doubt. Now I gave only 2, 3. If a statement consists of 100 plus plus minus ones, can you do this or not? It may take 5 minutes, but are you confident to do this? Very good.
Yes, sir.
So I will
Yes,
discuss
sir.
example by which you can solve any problems. That should be the example. Okay, very good, nice. Let's go to the next one. So these are the algebraic expression in now to be written. अंग्रेज में कैसे लिख देते हैं? A डॉट B मल्टीप्लीकेशन करने के लिए, है कि नहीं? कभी कभी डॉट भी नहीं देते, A B लिख देते हैं मल्टीप्लाई. और कंप्यूटर A B का मतलब एक वेरिएबल बन जाएगा. If I want to multiply A into B, I must write down A star B like this. So every arithmetic statement can be written in by equivalent C expressions. ठीक है? Then minus CD, then M plus N bracket A plus B. ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. यहाँ क्या देना पड़ेगा? A star देना पड़ेगा. So that way you all know. So I need not to discuss this much. So let me tell about some relational operators. Don't ask me the purpose of using these
Sir, for the
relational
one
operators.
question for the previous
Yes,
one, like
Goswami,
yes, the
Goswami,
previous slide,
Just
if
let me- yes.
the previous slide, the last one.
हाँ, last one गलत है. छोड़ो, last one छोड़ो. थोड़ा मैं करने का, ठीक है.
Okay.
हाँ, okay. Now, Goswami, don't worry. I'll come to that sometime later. हाँ, yes. Yes.
The first expression,
Yes.
how will we execute that? Both words will not be applicable.
I'll come to that. I'll come to that. Only I am discussing what I'll write on a computer if this is left hand side is written on a copy. मैं अब ये चीज डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ. कॉपी में कोई ऐसे लिख दिया A डॉट B माइनस C डॉट D, सर कंप्यूटर में वही डॉट लिखेंगे क्या? नहीं. I'll come to this. Okay, don't worry for this. Okay. Goswami, don't worry. There are some operators which we call as a relational operators. Okay, whose output can either be 0 or 1, true or false. I'll discuss in details. I'm only showing these are the operators. Some are written 5 not equal to 5 like this. We'll come to this. Logical operators like not, ampersand, logical and logical or we'll discuss in details. Don't worry for this. These are the bitwise operators. Don't say, let me go to the next slides. Okay. Not required, not required. Many things are not required right now. Slides are there because of some other reason. Let me go to the next slides. Very important slide. Next I'll discuss. Next. Today, because I promised you to start writing program from today. Is the screen visible, students? Goswami,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Let me tell. During execution of a program, the computer will take data either from the user through the keyboard or it will take the data from the disk. Forget about the disk right now. Forget the disk right now. Assume that the program needs some data for its computation, and the data will be supplied by the user through the keyboards. Then, after doing the computation, we would like to see the results are available in the memory. But how many of you can open the computer and look at the memory and tell the results? Sir, आप बोलिए ना, आप बोल पाएंगे कि नहीं है? हम भी नहीं बोल पाएंगे. Can I open the computer, find out the memory, and with a spectacle I'll see, yes, this is the result written in the memory? No. So the results which are there in the memory must be displayed on the screen, so I will be able to understand the results what I got for my computations. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So basically, to make the program interactive, to supply data to the program during execution and displaying the results on the screen during execution, we will take help of two library functions. One is printf to display on the screen, scanf to take the data from the through the keyboards. Let me tell one or two lines about library function, which we'll discuss in details when I discuss about a function. A function carries out a one or multiple tasks. A function will carry out one or multiple tasks. Every function has a syntax, and I need to follow that syntax or follow that grammar. Understood this? How it is doing, we do not understand, because the function which is available in the C program will do this. But how it is doing this, neither it has been explained there, nor I know this. But if I want to know, I can know. Okay? So when we use a library function, we only need to know the syntax, what input I will give, what output I will get. How these inputs are being processed to get the outputs, I will not bother about this. Understood it or not?
Yes, sir.
And the every library function has been defined for a particular type of task, and those library function definitions are available inside a header files. So C programming language supports a lot of library function to make the user easier to write programs. For that, do I want to store all library files in a single header files? Or sorry, library function in a single header file or multiple? Normally, because of making searching faster, to make the searching faster, library routines are kept in different header files. Like you are asked to keep your books on the racks. 4 racks are there, 4 years are there. Will you keep your books randomly anywhere, or you keep first year book in one rack, second year books in another rack? रखने से क्या advantage होगा? When I search, आसान से search कर लेंगे. So that's the reason. So a group of library routines intended for a particular works are available inside a header files. Maybe math functions are available in one header file. This input output function may be available in another header files. That I'll discuss in which header file which library routines are available. But before I use those library files, I must include the header files. Before I use the library function, थोड़ा हो जाता है use file बोल देते हैं, ठीक है? Before I use the library function in my program, I must include the header file where the library routines are defined. दोबारा बोलते हैं, library routines or functions are being defined inside which file? Header files. समझ में? Before I use any one of the library function, I should include the header file in my programs. Suppose, suppose I have a header file in the name Mansi. Let's say header file name, sorry, library routine name is Mansi. and it is available in the header file kumari.h. If I'm using Mansi, I should include kumari.h. If I do not use or refer Mansi, do I need to include in my program? So therefore, I'll be discussing today two library routines, printf and scanf, which are defined in one header files, that is stdio.h. stdio stands for standard input output. Need not remember stdio.h, because one of our senior faculty, he didn't remember this. When student asked, sir, what is stdio, he told it is a studio.h. तुम्हें याद मत रखो, क्या मैंने थोड़ा याद कर लिया, कोई जरूरत नहीं इसको याद करने का. ओके, stdio.h includes which two files? Printf and scanf. With this, let me proceed. Gradually, you'll understand. Yes, your question. Yes, I know. Don't worry. I'll tell everything. So,
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, आ रहे हैं. वहाँ नहीं देख के पढ़ा रहे हैं, मतलब ऐसे ही पढ़ा रहे हैं. Doubt will not be arise. वरना लोग देख नहीं रहे, मैं पढ़ा रहा हूँ. ठीक है. Yes, गुस्सा नहीं.
नहीं सर, राजशेखर.
हाँ, yes, राजशेखर. Yes, good.
सर एक्चुअली मैं अभी तक समझा नहीं, ये प्रिंट एफ का क्या काम है?
नहीं, मैं काम बताया नहीं. जब
अच्छा,
तक मैंने काम बताया नहीं, कैसे समझोगे? मैंने ये तो बताया, printf is available inside a header file. That's all. Did I discuss what a printf will do? No, I didn't tell the syntax also. Well,
अच्छा,
how to understand?
ओके.
अभी तो मैंने बताया नहीं क्या कर रहा है ये. मैं बताना दो. Now look at this. A printf statement will display data or information on the screen. समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
Display information or data on the screens. Printf follows 4 type of formats or syntax. Printf लिखने के लिए एक तरीका नहीं है. I can write down in how many ways?
4 ways.
And today I will discuss 3 ways, and the 4th I will discuss after 5-10 more classes. Okay, and that time we will find the 4th class is basically not written in the book also. I'll tell it about this. First 3 classes. Suppose when I start writing program, so that I'll discuss today how many types? First 3 types. Let me come to the first one. Printf. Inside bracket, I'll write down a string with double quote. At the end, I'll put a semicolon, stands for the end of the statements. When I call a function, bit library, at the end of the function, I'll write a semicolon, which you know already. Anything I want to display on the screen, my name you must be knowing. Yes or no? तुम बोलो सर आपका नाम क्यों डिस्प्ले करेंगे? Let's say kiit university. I want to display on the screen. What I'll write down? Printf inside bracket within double quote. So let me tell that example first. So anything is written inside this double quote will be displayed on the screen. And now let me tell. The screen is very big. So the printf statement will display this string where bottom, top, लेफ्ट टू राइट, राइट टू लेफ्ट. कभी कभी कुछ टीचर लिखते हैं जैसे नदियां जैसे बहती है, लेफ्ट से शुरू करेंगे राइट में खत्म होता है. अरे है कि नहीं? मैं टीचर इसीलिए बोल दिया. नहीं, जब कॉपी में लिखते हैं कुछ टीचर, मैंने देखा कभी, मैं तुम लोग को नहीं बोला, तुम लोग सर हम लोग नहीं करते, आप लोग करते होंगे, इसलिए टीचर का नाम दिया. टीचर लिखेंगे बोर्ड में, उधर से शुरू करेंगे सेंटेंस, इधर ही खत्म होगा. नदियां बहती जैसे करते. मैं टीचर को बोला था, नदी बह रहा है क्या, इधर उधर से शुरू हुआ इधर खत्म हुआ. सेंटेंस तो भाई सीधा सीधा लिखते हैं, है कि नहीं? सर हम तो ऊपर से नीचे लिखते हैं, कंप्यूटर भी वही करेगा. सो नाउ देयर इज अ कर्सर व्हिच बेसिकली कॉल्ड एज पॉइंटर, व्हिच विल ऑलवेज पॉइंट to the topmost corner of the screen when we start executing a program. When we start running a program, there is a cursor which I say थोड़ा नीचे जाने से पॉइंटर बोलते हैं, सी में उसको ओएस उसको पॉइंटर बोलता है. So there is a pointer pointing to the topmost left corner of the screen, and where from display will start. Understood or not? And display will start like Indians write from left to right, and whenever I want, I can stop writing in the same line and my cursor can be brought to the beginning of the next line, and I can start writing from there. I will tell what is to be done to bring it to the next lines. So my first printf will print in the first line or in the bottom line? first lines. So as a symbol or character is displayed on the screen, the cursor will immediately move to the next position, like right. So I'm writing my name Vishwajit Sahu. If I write B, after writing B, should I put the pen in the same position or bring the next positions? जैसा ही करते हैं ऐसे ही एक कैरेक्टर डिस्प्ले करने के बाद the pointer, the pen will remain there, the pen will come the next character position. होता रहता है, जब जब जाता है ऐसे चलता रहता है. कुछ लोग लिख देते हैं, फिर वहां पेन करते हैं, सर कुछ चेंज करेंगे, वो तो कॉपी वाले करते हैं, है कि नहीं? Now, so it will go on printing on the top of the screen from left to right. So look at this. I wrote hello world. If I run this program, it will display hello world and the cursor will come to the right of this. अभी और कुछ लिखना है. So if I want to write something, I wrote two printf statements. I wrote hello world. Next, I am writing my first C programs. पता नहीं मैं कब से program नहीं लिखा, शायद 25 साल हो गया. I have never written a single program. Okay, but I'm writing my first C programs. So computer will execute both the printf statement. So first printf will display hello world, and wherever it ends, the next line will also be started from here. Mansi Kumari, Nitish Kumar, understood? Malhotra, क्या?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
can anyone read out the statement?
Yes, sir.
Hello world, I'm writing my first C program.
No, Hemant, no, Mansi, no. Hello worldy.
Yes,
वर्ल्ड आई
sir.
कहां पे
Okay.
लिखा है? इट्स रिटन, यही तो गलती है. एक बार तुम
It
हेलो
needed
वर्ल्ड, आई
backslash
एम
है.
राइटिंग माय फर्स्ट सी
Sir,
प्रोग्राम.
same line में आ
Hello,
गया है.
Worldy. I am
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Backslash
Hello,
नहीं
no,
है.
Worldy.
hello
I'm
world,
writing my
Yes, sir.
first
It's
C
on the same
program.
line with no space in between.
yes, I wrote it with some intention to explain you. Both the lines will be concatenated so nicely so that you will not be able to recognize world and I, it will be worldy. Worldy may not be a word, but it will read hello worldy. I'm a first C program, so like this. So now we must take some care. We must take some care to recognize this as word, then I or not. Many options are there. Many will say, now let's put a full stop after word, then provide a space and start writing I. Somebody will say, नहीं सर full stop का जरूरत नहीं, ये अंग्रेज में चलता है आजकल. Hello world, then put a space, one space, two space, four space, whatever you like. Then you write, I am writing my first C program. Somebody will say, सर उससे अच्छा है तो दूसरा लाइन में लिख दीजिए, इतना कंजूस क्यों हो रहे हैं, थोड़ा नुकसान होगा space. So I must print the next line or not. Next printf statement, next line. And how to do this? To do that.
So backslash है.
Yes.
Slash N.
Yes, very good. Now we'll go for a format strings. Second option. I'll discuss three options. The second option is printf, not simply string, format strings. This format string contains the word, character, sentence, what you want to write. Other than this, some special symbols like backslash n, backslash t, backslash r like this. But today I will only discuss about backslash n. Backslash n is a single symbol or multiple symbol? Two characters, single symbol. And the purpose of backslash n is to bring the pen to the beginning of the next line. Wherever the pen is there, the cursor is there, bring it to the next line or beginning of the next line. That is very important. Backslash r may bring it to the next line to the same position, but backslash n will bring it to the beginning of the next lines. Understood it? Now come back to this. Yes.
If we just write print ln and then the string.
ln backslash n.
No backslash. Print f के जगह ln लिखते हैं.
एक का जगह कहां पे? प्रिंट एफ नहीं लिखे, ln लिखेंगे. वो देखेंगे क्या होगा. वो अभी प्रिंटर तो समझ आए, फिर एक तो समझने दो, फिर ln में क्या होगा, rn में क्या होगा, मतलब वो तो देखेंगे. मतलब पहले इसको तो समझने दो. यस सर, नो, वो पोस्टमार्टम तो कर ही लेंगे हम, इसको समझ लेते हैं अच्छी से. Now look at this. So what will happen? Hello world will be displayed. Then this next printf statement will force the cursor to bring to the beginning of the next line or not. And once the pointer or pen comes to the beginning of the next line, it will go and print. I am writing my first C program or not. The same thing can also be achieved by writing a backslash n after hello world. Options are, I could have written this backslash n at the beginning of at the end of the previous line or not. Choice is yours. Choice is yours where you will write down. Understood this? Yes or no? Yes. So I discussed simple string, then format. Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
at the end, matlab,
At least those who are
backslash.
asking question, let me, please those who are asking question can switch on your video. I don't force it. I don't force. I don't enforce. But I will appreciate. Otherwise, you ask your question.
Actually, I'm asking that backslash and पीछे लिखने से भी होगा क्या मतलब?
कहीं भी लिखो, कहीं भी लिखो. Let me say, suppose I want to display hello in the first line, world in the second line. Can I do it using one printf statement or two printf statements? I can do it using one printf. What I'll do? Printf hello backslash n world. So wherever backslash n is written, it will bring the cursor to the beginning of the next line, and therefrom printing or display will start. Understood it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, very good.
What's the answer? Backslash.
Oh, क्या basically बात में. Now look at this. Understood this? Backslash n may appear at any position in the string or not. Not necessarily at the beginning or end. It can appear in the middle also to segregate the sentences. Very good, very nice. Next is very important. Printf format string along with list of variables. Along with list of variables, the third option, very, very important. Now this format string consists of strings, special symbol like backslash n, backslash t, backslash r, and they will also have some symbols like two symbols, percentage F, percentage D, and percentage C. Purpose I will tell. Purpose I will tell. But now the format string can have simple strings plus backslash n, backslash r, backslash t, or some percentage F, percentage L, percentage D, and percentage T. To start with, let me discuss only three. Now, if I write down the previous things, only display the string which I want. But did I display any results over here? And my results are available in some variable. If I want to display the value of the variable, that gives the results. Now to display the value of the variables, I'll write down after this format strings list of variables separated with comma. If I have one variable to be displayed, I'll write down it. If I have multiple variables to be displayed, I'll write down those variables by combining or with separated by comma. Separated by comma. I'll show an example. And then if I want to display three variables in the format string, I should have 3%. If I have one variables, I should have one. Now, every percentage is made for displaying one variables. And if I want to display a floating point variable, I must write down percentage F. If I want to display a character variable, if I want to display a decimal value, percentage D. Integers and decimals are used or named interchangeably. So D integer बोलने से कुछ लोग I बोल देते हैं, है कि नहीं? इसलिए डेसिमल बोल दिया इसलिए पूछ लिया, गलत नहीं होगा. फ्लोटिंग के लिए F बोल रहे हैं, कैरेक्टर के लिए C बोले हैं, सर इंटीजर के लिए I क्यों नहीं बोले? ऐसे गलती कैसे कर्निंग एंड रिची कर दिए? नहीं, गलती नहीं की कर्निंग एंड रिची. Cunning and Ritchie decided for decimal value, we'll write down basically D. Understood or not? नहीं, वो तो real number के लिए F. ठीक है, जो भी बात करें. Now there are many other options available. We'll exercise all options once we have understood these things. Understood? Now see one example. I wrote an example printf consists of some strings like begin, middle, and end. But wherever it comes across a percentage symbol, immediately it will search the corresponding variable and display it over there. So it will read from left to right or right to left. It will go on printing the string, but when it comes across percentage D, it will immediately search a variable in the right hand side. Whichever variable is there, its value will be printed. And then it will go on printing middle, prints the character, then prints end, then display the floating point variables FL. Understood it? आगे बढ़ते हैं, एग्जांपल देख लो. Look at this. I have declared how many variables? No, 3 variables. Int, count, char, sex. Devjit understood. Hemant understood. Nirmalya.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Understood.
तुम लोग का नाम, तुम लोग का नाम याद हो जाएगा, इन लोग का फेस याद हो जाएगा, है कि नहीं? जो ऑफलाइन में उनका फेस याद कर लूंगा, तुम लोग का नाम याद कर लूंगा, इसलिए तुम्हारे नाम में बुलाता हूँ. वेरी गुड. Goswami understood. That's it.
Yes, sir. I have
Three
understood.
variables are taken. I want to display the value of the count. I wrote count equal to percentage D. Will percentage D be displayed or corresponding? Yes, percentage D will not be displayed. Yes, at the place of percentage D, it will display the value of count. What will happen if I write on percentage C and F? That will discuss later on. We'll make a postmortem and find out. Then, if I write down, understood it? After displaying, cursor will remain the same line or comes down the next line?
Same line.
नहीं आएगा, नहीं उधर रहेगा जब तक नहीं रहेंगे. If I want to bring the next line, I should write down after percentage
Next
the
is
backslash n or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
Abhishek understood. Rohit?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Very good. जिसका नाम बोल चाहते हो मैं बुलाऊं तो थोड़ा स्विच ऑन कर लो वीडियो. अदरवाइज बुलाना मुश्किल है. Now, if I write on backslash n, what you expected, the cursor will come down to the next line. Very nice. Understood?
Yes, sir.
नीचे में छोटा सा स्क्रीन दे दिया समझने के लिए. Now look at this. I wrote it like this way. Count equal to percentage D, sex equal to percentage C, and average equal to percentage F. कुछ स्टूडेंट बोलेंगे सर आप थोड़ा मेल को ज्यादा प्रायोरिटी देते हैं, सेक्स मेल फीमेल भी लिख सकते थे. कोई बात नहीं, आगे मैं स्लाइड चेंज कर दूंगा. ठीक है. Now look at this. So it will print the count equal to something, then it will print sex equal to male, it will print average equal to 25.36, and the cursor will blink over there. The pen is ready to write something else if it comes across another printf statement. Understood up to this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
With this understanding,
Yes, sir.
yes. See this. In the previous case, all these were displayed on the
It's
same
created
line,
from a new line.
It will take each line.
Yes, sir. New line.
same line. But if I go to this, will it be printed in the same line or three different lines?
So
What
three
is that?
different lines.
Three different lines.
And after printing or displaying the three things, cursor will remain the last line or will come to the fourth line, beginning of the fourth line. Beginning of the fourth line.
Beginning of the fourth
Very
line, sir.
good, very good. And if you want to provide a space between two lines also, instead of one backslash n, you will provide two backslash n and backslash n. So cursor will come to two times. Understood it? Yes or no? Choice is yours. Choice is yours. Now let me say we displayed it like this way. However, think about situations. I wrote int a equal to 5, b assigns to this, float f equal to this, char ch equal to this. I wrote print a percentage f, then percentage d, a, b, and percentage ch. It will display like this.
Yes, sir.
Now don't look at the left hand side. If you look at the display, can you understand which values are being displayed? नहीं, yes नहीं है. आंख बंद करके दाहिने तरफ देखोगे तो पता चलेगा ये 5, 10 is displayed for A, B or B है. No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No,
So to make it interactive, or Javi said, to make it interactive, I could have written like this or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Value of X equal to A equal to B equal to, then CH equal to sum of A and B equal to A plus B. I could have written in this way for better understanding, agreed or not.
Agreed.
Yes. इसमें थोड़ा ज्यादा लिखना पड़ता है, but I can see the screen to understand what is being displayed on the screen. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But in the previous case, it becomes very difficult to understand which values are exactly being displayed on the screen. Both are correct. Only thing is that it is better interactive. Yes or no? It's more interactive than the previous one. Up to this printf is understood or not?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
use printf statement to display any 5, 6 number of variables by writing something over here?
Yes.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very
Yes,
nice.
sir.
Then let's come to the scanf statement. Also equally important. More important rather than printf. क्योंकि why scanf is more important? क्योंकि garbage in out क्या होगा? Garbage होगा. तो
Yes.
scanf अगर गलत डाटा दे दिए तो result क्या होगा? गलती होगा. So we should take utmost care in scanf statements. Scanf statement, the library function takes data from the keyboard. कीबोर्ड में आदमी देने से लेगा और कोई भी देने से ले लेगा, कुत्ता देने से नहीं ले लेगा. नहीं, कभी कभी लगता है if the human being should press a key, if a dog is pressing a key, will the computer take the data or not?
Yes, sir.
वही मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ. So कोई भी की प्रेस कर ले, कुत्ता को पता कैसे चलेगा वो बात अलग है. But if somebody presses the key, the data will be taken by the computer or not? कहाँ लेके रखेगा कंप्यूटर डाटा को लेके? It will be kept on a memory location or not? And every memory location is identified by a variable or not?
Yes,
That
sir.
is why the data which we are going to give through the keyboard must be saved in a variable, and you must mention, specify the name of the variable where you want to store the data. However, a little bit variation is here. We don't say the name of the variable. We say the address of the variable where it will be stored. Understood or not? मैंने किसी को बोलूंगा ये जो चावल है ना लेके रख लो. I'll tell the room number where to keep. Yes or no? I'll tell the room number. So addresses are just like room numbers. So do I need to say the name of the variable or address of the variable? And for the time being, Hemant, Argyam, Tilai, Mansi, Tilai discuss array. Ampersand name of the variable is address of the variable. Copy में लिख के रखो. In case of a simple variable, ampersand name of the variable is address of the variable. Ampersand name of the variable से पानी है तो दे दोगे? मैं लाया नहीं गलती से, ठीक है? In case of a simple variable, ampersand name of the variable is the address of the variable. Ampersand name of the variable is address of the variable. If int a, simple variable, what is address of the variable a? Ampersand a.
Ampersand A.
Very good, Hemant. Very good, Mansi. Int b, what is address of the variable b?
Ampersand B.
Ampersand b. Understood or not? Yes. So in scanf statement, will not write down strings. Will only write down special symbol like %d, %f or %c, depending upon which type of data type you want to supply to the computers. If I want to supply an integer variable, value to an integer variable, I should write down %d. If I want to supply a floating point value to a variable, floating point variable, I should, very good. So the syntax is %f, d or c. Then I'll write down comma address of the variables. कोई सिंपल वेरिएबल का एड्रेस बोलने के लिए हमको ampersand name of the variable बोलना पड़ता है. Name of the variable बोलने से its contents will come. Suppose count is a variable. If I want to read the contents, I'll write down count. If I want to read the address of count, I'll write down ampersand count. That's all. And normally a scanner prefers to scan to take one data from the keyboard, one only, normally. And those students who will write down the program for the first time, I'll advise them to write only one variable for a single scanf statements. However, a single scanner may also take multiple data, but you have to write down multiple percentage and multiple name of the address of the variables. Multiple, it's possible. But those who will be writing program for the first time, my advice will be to write one variable for each scanf statement. जब accustomed हो जाओगे, then you can go for multiple. Understood? Syntax समझ में है? Do you understand the syntax?
Yes, sir.
आगे बढ़ते हैं. Look at this. I declared a few variables. Int a, b, float radius, char, ch. Then as I told, scanf. Here, scanf and printf both uses the same pointer on the screen. Same pointer I can print, I can display, I can also read. So initially cursor is pointed to the beginning. When I type, so when the scanf will come, when CPU executes a scanf statement, the cursor will blink on the top of the screen or the position where it appears. It will blink. And blinking means it is asking user to supply a data. And you will supply data through your mouth or through the keyboard.
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 हम बोल देंगे सर ले लेगा नहीं ऐसा नहीं होगा. Okay, I'll supply it to a keyboards, and once I supply, then I'll press enter. Once I press enter, the data will be taken and will be stored in the corresponding memory locations. Understood? Will the computer ask at once for all data, or it will ask only for one at a time? Only for one. Once you give and press enter, it will ask for the next one. Like this. I have 3 scanf statements. wrote percentage ampersand radius.
Yes,
It will blink. It will blink. And if I enter a data, look at this. मेरा याद नहीं है क्या मैंने enter किया था, मैं देख के बोलना पड़ेगा. 2.56. And I press enter. Because I press enter, the cursor came down to the beginning of the next lines. So 2.56 is stored in this location radius. Understood? Yes or no?
Yes,
फिर
sir.
ये खत्म होने के बाद it has another scanf statements, and that scanf percentage d and percentage d. This will ask for the first person. This cursor is asking for both A and B, or only asking for A first?
Only for A.
A
Very
first.
nice.
First one is asking for A.
And
I have two options. I can give the value of A, press enter, then give the value of B, press enter, or I can give A, then a space. Very nice. Somebody told space, Mansi, then B, then I press enter. It will take both the values. With this idea, but this will not happen for character. I'll discuss it later on. This will not happen for character. I'll tell it later on why. So 10 is assigned to A, 20 is assigned to B, then CH, and we give a character. Cursor चला गया, नीचे जगह नहीं था, ठीक है. Cursor will come down to the next line. I give a dollar over. Dollar इसीलिए बोला because you are going to earn dollar after 4 years. है कि नहीं? Rupees देने से बोलते हैं सर आप क्या हमको समझ. हाँ, मंस को someone is asking a question. Yes, online you can
Yes,
ask.
sir. Yes, sir. I was asking that 10, that one percentage D and A and B. वो
Yes.
वो वाला फिर से समझाइए ना.
हाँ, now first percentage D is made for which variable?
And A.
Very good. So it will take 10 for
Yes.
A, and the next percentage D will ask for which variable?
B.
B. I will take the value 20 for B. Understood it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What is your name?
Bharti Majumdar.
Yes, Bharti. Try to write only one variable in each scanf statement initially. Okay. Later on go
Yes.
for two. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Understood? Yes. Yes.
Sir, if there was percent %f and percent %d, and
Yes.
suppose we write the integer in the after the comma, we write the percent %d variable first and then the floating variable. then-
Accepted.
Okay, sir.
सर जैसे प्लस प्लस को इंक्रीमेंट ऑपरेटर बोलते हैं, वैसे सर बैकलैश एंड ऑपरेटर ये क्या है?
सिंबल, स्पेशल सिंबल.
स्पेशल सिंबल. और सर आपने अभी कैटेगराइज किया था कि उसमें 2 कैरेक्टर है, तो उसको कुछ और भी बोलते हैं, और भी कैटेगराइज करते हैं?
नहीं.
अच्छा, स्पेशल सिंबल. ओके.
Special symbols. Now look at this. Yes. Look at this. I have 4 variables, A, B, radius, and CH. Previously, I wrote only 3 scanf statement. The cursor blinks here. You supplied a data. But now the point is, when the cursor is saying, Abhi, now, switch off your, yes. Now look at this. When the cursor is blinking, अब तो बाँ की बंद करने बोला था बाँ, लेकिन अभी कैसे करोगे? ऊपर थोड़ा बंद कर लो. If you do not see scanf statements, can you guess the blink is made for this radius?
No,
सर
sir.
प्रोग्राम तो बहुत पहले लिखे थे, अब सारा इतना चेंज कर दिया, थोड़ा याद नहीं है, यह कि नहीं? So to avoid this, what I did, every scanf statement must be preceded with a printf statement. It is not mandatory. To make the program more interactive, it is advisable to write a printf statement then scanf. So whenever you are going to write scanf statement, try to precede it with a printf statement. It gives a better interactions. Look at this. When I run my program, the computer is asking, give the value of the radius. Yes or no? Now I will be giving the radius, and once you give the radius and press enter, it will ask for give the value of A and B. You'll be giving the value of A and B with a space and press enter, give the value of the character over here, or enter the characters. The way you read the language over here. Understood up to this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And with this idea, let me tell, I have given 3 values. The values are stored over here, and now we are coming to very interesting things. ये तो अच्छी तरह से सुन लेना. When we write programs, as I told, no fixed rules and regulations or formulas are available so that I will apply the formula to get the answers. इसमें आज तक ऐसा नहीं हुआ. Can you write a program so that I will be giving the problem, it will write down a program. समझ में आया क्वेश्चन क्या दिया मैंने? Suppose your program is there. Your program will read my problem. What is my problem? Find out area of a circle. This is the problem. Your program will read, and after reading this, it will generate a C program which will find out area of a circle. Yet to be possible. Yet to be possible. So फॉर्मूला नहीं है, होने से हम वो प्रोग्राम लिख देते, लोगों को प्रोग्राम लिखना नहीं पड़ता. So now we have to write the program. No fixed procedures are available, but we follow some standard when we write a program. And let me discuss those standards today, which will help you a lot in writing the programs. So when I write program, at the beginning of the program, we all write, many must have written has include. वो तो लिखना है जैसे एग्जाम जाके लिख रहे हो ओम सिंबल लिखते हो, कुछ कुछ लोग लिख देते हैं ओम सिंबल एग्जाम जाके, पहले बैठ के वो लिख देते हैं, है कि नहीं? क्वेश्चन पढ़े नहीं. So this is just like a Om symbol which is written at the beginning of the programs. And from there onwards, let me discuss. नहीं, उसके बाद भी एक दूसरा ओम लिखते हैं, पेज जहां शुरू होता है, void main, वहां तक फिक्स्ड है. Has included stdio.h, then void main, bracket starts, your pen stops. तुम क्या फोर्थ ईयर स्टूडेंट्स को यही होता है. मैं जब पूछता हूँ थर्ड ईयर फोर्थ ईयर to write a program, वो प्रोग्राम पढ़ते नहीं. क्या प्रोग्राम लिखना है? ठीक है. They start writing has include stdio.h, has include दो चार maths.h, then int main bracket starts. Where I expected to start writing, they stop writing from there. मैं सोचा था कहां से लिखेंगे? आफ्टर main. मेरे को क्या मतलब has include से? मैंने प्रोग्राम लिखने के लिए बोला and the exam will write has include. उन लोग वो चार छह लिख के जहां से शुरू होगा प्रोग्राम वहां पेन रुक जाता है. कहां से शुरू करोगे? आफ्टर मेन. सो अभी से मैं जो बोलूंगा आफ्टर मेन बोलूंगा, ठीक है? सो फर्स्ट विल डिक्लेयर द वेरिएबल्स. फर्स्ट विल डिक्लेयर द वेरिएबल्स एंड हाउ मेनी वेरिएबल्स आई नीड, what is the name, even if you do not know, whichever variables you know, declare it. And during our program writing, if I feel one more variable is required, I can come back and declare another variables. So first is variable. अरे याद तक कर लो. Variable declares. देख के तो बोलो. Yes. After that, variable initialization if necessary. Why do I say if necessary? Suppose I have a statement in my program to be executed a equal to b plus c. Do I need to initialize all these three variables, or I only need to initialize variable b and c?
So only B and C.
Only B and C.
Only, very good, Kesa. Very good, Hemant.
B and C.
Only B and C. A is not required. So some variables which appears in the right hand side of an assignment statement ought to be declared or ought to be initialized before it's used. But if the variable appears in the left hand side of an assignment statement, may not have a value before its executions. Agreed or not? So that's the reason for which I have written so variable initialization if necessary. Then we initialized. Then we'll read value to all variables. How do I do this? Sorry. We'll read assign value to variables. How do I do this? How do I initialize it? Either statically or dynamically. Statically means when I write my program, at that time we'll assign the value. I can write on int a, then I can write on a assigns to 20, b assigns to 30 like this. Those are static assignment. Dynamic assignment, during execution of my program, I'll supply the data through the keyboard. Can supply it through disk. I don't say it right now, disk. So to supply it from the keyboard, which command, which library routines I should write? Scanf. And we have also other function, getChar, fscanf. I'm not discussing it right now. Gradually we'll learn. For the time being, let me say scanf. So value can be assigned to a variable either using statically at the time of writing the program assignment statement or dynamically during execution through scanf. Understood it? Data de diye.
Yes.
We declare a variable.
What
Yes. Yes,
is
Mansi?
k/b? What is k/b? From
कीबोर्ड k/b is keyboard.
Okay.
अरे ठीक है, शॉर्ट में तुम लोग बहुत शॉर्ट यूज करते हो, हम शॉर्ट यूज करने से क्वेश्चन पूछ लेते हो, है कि नहीं? You all students use basically short words nowadays. भाई वो
Yes, sir.
समझ में नहीं आता, मेरा मोबाइल में कभी कभी आता है व्हाट्सएप मैसेज, आई कुड गेट इट। PFY क्या, PFA प्लीज फाइंड अटैचमेंट, समझ में नहीं आता। अब मैं लिख देता हूँ तो KYB क्या होता है, कीवर्ड होता है कि नहीं? ठीक है, कीवर्ड। ओके, नाउ हो गया, डाटा हो गया। देन व्हाट आई डू, I'll go for a computation. I'll go for a computation. My computation consists of some arithmetic statement, logical statement, control statement, loop statement, function calls. So after variable declaration and initialization, I will have statement like arithmetic, logical, conditional, loop or function calls. Red color में इसलिए लिखे, will read this condition, loop and function after some days, and within 1 or 2 class I'll discuss arithmetic and logical statements. Then I did my computation. खत्म हो गया कि I should display the result on the screen. I should display all results on the screen. And if I want to display the results on the screen, I can use broadly printf statements. Sometimes we take help of putchar, a printf, a puts, we'll discuss later on. So basically I told 4 steps: declare variables, assign values to variables, and then use the computation. After computation, display the results on the screens. काम हो गया? Understood or not? Let me make a further refinement to this. पूरे अभी प्रोग्राम आ गया, क्या क्या करेंगे? In every program, first I will include header files. Which header files are to be included? It depends upon the library function what I am using. If I am using a square root function, I must use maths.h. If I am using printf standard for few classes, I will be using stdio.h. पहले include हो गया. Then I'll define the macro if required. Today I'll discuss. I'll discuss this macro today. Okay. Define macros if required. Define function if required. ये पूरे ब्लैक में लिखे हो, बात में समझाएंगे, ठीक है? Then define main function, variable declarations, variable initialization, then computation, arithmetical, logical expression like this, display the results. These are the all steps being used in every programs. इसमें कौन सा पार्ट में इंटेलिजेंस है बोलो तो? स्टेप नंबर
7.
स्टेप नंबर 7. ऑल आर बेसिकली वेरी सिंपल. उसी के आना, ये नहीं अभी जरूरत नहीं. हैश इंक्लूड stdio.h. नाउ लेट मी कम टू द मैक्रो. ओके, ये तो समझ में आ गया. हैश इंक्लूड, name of the header file will be written inside this angle brackets. Okay, then let me discuss only today about macro a little bit. Many must have studied macro. I will have some question. Macro is basically abbreviation. उसका मैं एग्जाम्पल देते हैं. तुम लोग तो फर्स्ट ईयर में हो, अभी कुछ मतलब रैगिंग वगैरह हुआ नहीं, होता नहीं किट में, मैं बोलने से फिर बोलो होता क्या. मैं लेट मी टेल यू द सीनियर स्टूडेंट्स व्हाट दे यूज्ड टू डू व्हेन दे राइट अ रिकॉर्ड. A particular diagram needs to be drawn in page number 5, 7, 9 and 20. कॉपी में लिखो 5, 7, 9, 20. 5, 7, 9, 20. A particular diagrams. Do you know what the senior will do? Senior will come with a copy and with this diagram, and the page number 5, 7, 9 and 20 will be kept blank. They will ask you, draw this diagram in these 4 page numbers. आया समझ में कि नहीं है? So what you will do? Same diagram, you will draw it in page number 5, then you draw it in page number 7, then page number 20. इसका और एक ऑप्शन था. भैया क्या करना है, ये टीचर को देना है. तो टीचर क्या बुड़बक है क्या? चारों जगह पे वही कॉपी करवा रहे हैं. यू कुड हैव डन वन थिंग. एक ही डायग्राम दे देते, टीचर को लिख देते, सर व्हेनेवर यू रीड द पेज नंबर 5 प्लीज रेफर दिस, व्हेनेवर यू रीड पेज नंबर 7 रेफर दिस, व्हेनेवर यू रीड पेज नंबर 9 रेफर. दैट कुड हैव आल्सो बीन द सॉल्यूशन और नॉट. दैट इज आल्सो देयर, विल बी कमिंग. बट वन ऑप्शन इज देयर, wherever we need to see, we will copy it. ठीक है? If this copy would have been possible by the computer, copy is possible by the computer. A big code, let's say 30 lines, required to be executed in page number 5, 7, 9 and 20. Will you write it or you ask the computer to do this? एक बार लिख देंगे, कंप्यूटर को बोल देंगे भाई इसी लाइन पे लिख देना मेरे लिए, है कि नहीं है? So that's option is basically a macro is basically an abbreviation. So every macro will have a name and will have a body. Once I define it, wherever macro is called or referred, wherever macro is called or referred, the name of the macro will be replaced by the body of the macros. Understood it or not? The name of the macro will be replaced by its. Let me discuss what is a macro and what is a body. Every macro will be started with a reserved words has defined. Name of the macro I gave gravity, and what is the body of the macro? 9.8. It can also have some parameters, I'll tell it. So wherever gravity is written in the program, gravity will be replaced by 9.8. Wherever gravity is written, it will be replaced by 9.8. Same way, I declare two macro. One is G 9.8, one is PI 3.14. Advantages I will be discussing, don't worry. It is written as V equal to U plus GT, S equal to UT plus half GT square, like this, printable all this. So before the program gets compiled or at the beginning phases of the compilation, all G would be replaced by, had it been 9.8 plus 1, would it have been replaced by 10.8 or it would have been replaced by 9.8 plus 1? 9.8 plus 1, it's abbreviations. Evaluation will occur at the time of computations, not at the time of compilations. Understood it? So with this, if I do, and once it is compiled, the macro definition will not appear in the program. Macro definition will not appear, but wherever macro is written, it will be replaced by the body, like 9.8 into T, 9.8 like this.
Sir, can you go to the previous slide where the macro definitions were?
Yes. Okay. Now, the advantage here is, somebody may ask me a question. Why? Somebody may say, sir, यही बात है, इसको तो हम जहां पे G लिखते हैं, वहां भी 9.8 लिख सकते थे. Agreed or not?
Sir?
It would have been the same thing.
Sir?
Now, yes.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir. How hashtag define लिखा था आप वहाँ पे sir hashtag has define लिखा था ना आप 9.8 G equal to 9.8
इक्वल टू नहीं लिखे, हैश डिफाइन के बाद स्पेस दिया, फिर जी लिखे, फिर स्पेस देके 9.8 इक्वल टू लिखा क्या मैंने? हाँ, यही तो बात है, इक्वल टू नहीं लिखा.
सर वहाँ पे तो आप बोला था जो डिवीजन 9.8 सर वहाँ पे तो फ्लोर लिखना होगा, क्यों सर वहाँ पे?
कहाँ है, मैंने फ्लोर थोड़ी बोला. एवरी मैक्रो विल हैव ए नेम एंड बॉडी. नाम है जी और बॉडी है 9.8, दैट्स ऑल. मैंने कहीं बोला फ्लोट लिखने के लिए? कहीं नहीं बोला. नाउ कम टू दिस. My point is, suppose I wrote a program, I want to tell it. I wrote a program to find out the velocity or let's say distance covered on Earth. What is the value of G? 9.8. Tomorrow you may go to Mars. Possible. There, if I run the program, should I run it for G equal to 9.8 or maybe 10?
Yes.
Maybe 10. So if it is 10, if I do not go for a macro, wherever 9.8 is written, I must be replacing by 10 first, then run my program. And if 9.8 is written in 1,000 places, how many of you can give a guarantee will not make a mistake by replacing 9.8 by 10 once or twice? You may make a mistake, but here what I'll do, I'll change it in all places or in one place.
One place.
I'll change it only one place. This G 9.8, I'll write down this as
10.
10. Then everywhere it will be replaced by 10 before execution. Yes or no? You got one advantage? Or yes or no? The value of G is changed, but pi is not required. Pi you could have written 3.14, but you wanted, sir 3.14 लिखने से बहुत time लगता है, so pi लिख देते, है कि नहीं? Multiple options are there. If you claim you have understood a little bit about this macro, before I end, let's go for a brainstorming. Okay? This is the question. Copy लेके निकालो क्या आंसर होगा. What would be the value of P, Q and R? What would be the value of P, Q and R? ये इंटरव्यू है. बोलोगे नहीं है, दिखाओगे नहीं, थोड़ा ऐसे करके करना, मतलब देख लेंगे लोग. रोहित, मानसी हुआ, देवजीत?
PQ हो
Yes,
गया।
sir. Yes, sir.
हाँ,
Okay.
करके रखो, करके रखो, करके रखो। गोस्वामी, what answer you got for P?
सर एक क्वेश्चन
P is 4.
हाँ, now let's see. अच्छा, जो भी हुआ हुआ, let me proceed. Should I proceed? हाँ, हाँ, ठीक है, 1 second, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं।
It will be 8, sir.
Let me I keep the answer with you. Keep the answer with you. Match it with my answer. Okay? क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग सुन के फिर आंसर बता देंगे, होता है ना, ये बेस्ट स्टूडेंट है, ये जो बोलता है वही बोल देते हैं, तो मैं समझ लूंगा तुमको भी आता है, हो सके नहीं आता होगा। ठीक है, आगे बढ़े। ठीक है, मैं करता हूं। एवरी मैक्रो should be replaced fast or evaluation should occur fast?
Replacement.
Oh, very nice. If it is replaced, very nice, Mansi. If it is replaced, I should write P equal to 3 minus 1 into 3 minus 1.
Yes, sir.
Interested or not?
Yes.
Minimum thought SQR stands for square and 3 minus 2 is 2. So 2 into 2 is 4. So we compute this. A class 1 standard students can compute this. Possibly minus 1 is the answer. 3 minus 3 cancel, minus 1. So P is minus 1. Understood it or not? Goswami, don't worry. I have also prepared question for your answer.
Yes.
उसको कट में आप मत क्या करो, जो आंसर लिखे तो रखो, मैं क्वेश्चन दूंगा, वो आंसर को मैच करेगा।
So I said the answer was 4.
तुम्हारे लिए भी मैंने क्वेश्चन करके रखा, जो आंसर निकाले तुम लोग। आई हैव क्वेश्चन फॉर दिस, डोंट वरी। अच्छा, ये समझ में आया कि नहीं है? No computation occurs before the macro got replaced by its body. No computation, because it happens during compilation, not during executions. Understood it? Should I proceed? ठीक है, थोड़ा सा झटका लगा होगा, नहीं नहीं, कुछ लोगों को लगा होगा, बड़े बड़े लोग। आगे बढ़ते हैं फिर। दिस Q in to SQR4 is equal to 2 plus 1 into 4 into 4. Yes or no?
48.
जो आएगा ये तो वो कोई बोल रहा है 48, 38, 28, कोई भी बोल देगा ना, इसमें भी बहस करेंगे। 2 plus 1 into 4 into 4, उसको समझाना जरूरत है कि ट्रांसलेशन आई नीड टू एक्सप्लेन ओनली ट्रांसलेशन, उसके बाद ये नहीं समझाऊंगा। अंडरस्टूड?
यस सर।
आगे बढ़ते हैं फिर। In 4 plus 1 into SQR2 plus 2, it will be 4 plus 1 plus 1 into 2 plus 2 into 2, like this.
INC मतलब
हाँ, oh, sorry, ठीक है। आया समझ में? ये धक्का थोड़ा धीरे सा था, जोर से लगा हुआ कुछ लोगों को, इतना आसान सा क्वेश्चन कर नहीं था, होता कभी कभी। नहीं, डोंट dishearten. I have prepared question for your answer. Let me show that. I have prepared question for your answer. Goswami, it will be 4 because I put a bracket. It is not A into A. It is bracket A into bracket A.
Yes, sir.
Now, Mansi understood?
Yes, sir.
Rosni understood?
Yes, sir.
Hemant?
Yes, sir.
Now
Yes, sir.
your answers are matching with my question or not?
Yes,
Yes,
It's
sir.
already matched.
तो क्या करना पड़ेगा मेरे को? क्वेश्चन बनाना पड़ेगा आंसर देने का बाद।
सिर्फ आंसर मैच कराना।
हाँ,
हाँ,
यस। और भी दिखाएंगे। इसमें ब्रैकेट ये नहीं, ये वाला यही ना, ये ब्रैकेट नहीं था। A into A, 3 minus 1 into 3 minus 1, but this will be bracket 3 minus 1 into bracket 3 minus 1. मैंने ब्रैकेट डाल दिया, यही तो मैंने बोला। अंडरस्टूड? आगे समझ में? ब्रैकेट डाल के ये भी। अब तुम्हारा कुछ लोग, सबका आंसर करेक्ट हो गया, जो पहले करेक्ट वो भी ठीक था, जिनका पहले गलत था अभी उनको क्वेश्चन दे दिया आंसर करेक्ट होने के लिए। सो आई हैव टू प्रिपेयर 2 क्वेश्चन, you will write answer and I have to assume for which question the answer is correct. अरे ये सर नो, वो भी करना पड़ेगा। वेरी गुड, यहां तक समझ में आया मैक्रो क्या होता है? देन I'll not discuss this. Main has also multiple options how to write. RV, RC will discuss later on. You will write down this program today. All should write.
Sir, I
Mind your computer. नहीं ये वाला स्लाइड अभी नहीं समझा रहा हूं मैं, ये ऐसे स्लाइड में है.
No, sir, regarding macros.
मैक्रो और क्या है? मैक्रो समझा दिया. हाँ हाँ बोले सब लोग. मैंने आगे बढ़ा. फिर look at this. Mind your computer. I am writing my first C program and I will practice hard to become a good programmer. Right? One more statements. Computer will promise you. Yes, I promise you will become a good programmer provided you work hard. ये भी एक printf statement रहेगा. ठीक है? और many are not agreed to me. Sir, I am not fast C programmer. Why should I write? You write. I am a good C programmer. You write. ठीक है? हाँ ये तुमको करना पड़ेगा today's class. And this, if you want one more program, you can do sum of this only 5 minutes. Let me take small program to find out sum of two variables. पहले क्या करेंगे? Variable declares. How many variable I will take? 2 input, 1 output.
Yes.
So 2 input variable. Let me name it as A, B, norm1, norm2, anything you want. I'll store my result on the variable sum. Understood up to this? उसके बाद क्या करेंगे? Declare variables. Can you declare all variables are integer A, B and sum? Will you initialize to all variables or only to A and B? पता कैसे चला? A and B will be added, will be stored in the sum. Why not A equal to B plus sum? मेरा दिमाग तुम लोग स्टडी कर लिए है कि नहीं? 3 वेरिएबल में से A भी तो हो सकता था. A equal to B plus sum. अरे है कि नहीं? Good, you have made a proper analysis of my brain. Good thing. Then we'll assign the value to A and B. Declaration हो गया. Assigns the value. A equal to 10, B equal to 20. Compute this sum equal to A plus B. Display the results and return 0. And why return 0? I'll discuss it. Return statement I'll explain later. ये समझ में आ गया? If I run it, sum will be 30. Other way is just static assignment. Dynamic assignment, I can discard these statements. Write down print, enter the number A, scan the variable A, enter the number B, scan the variable B. Understood or not? And if I run it, computer will ask to give the enter the number A, then we'll be entering the number. If I enter the number 20, ask for the number B, enter maybe 30, sum will be 50. Up to this, you will do these 2-3 programs. You will test all plus plus minus minus, writing big expression, and you will also write down all these macro. You will test. मैंने तो बोलने को बोल दिया 3 minus 1 SQR. बहुत लोग बोले 4. Please test it whether you are getting 4 or -1. वो टेस्ट करोगे, ये चीज करोगे. And if somebody is little bit proficient in C, they will be giving 1 or more program you will do. But for a common people, आम स्टूडेंट के लिए, these are the programs for today's class. Understood? We'll move very fast but slowly. Slowly fast चलेंगे. ये कैसे पॉसिबल है? मतलब बेसिक पढ़ेंगे, आप बहुत जल्दी ऊपर चले जाएंगे. ठीक है? Thank you for your patience hearing. Online now you start. Mansi, understood? Hemant?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Understood. Very nice. Now I'll breakout room. Basu,